Hello and welcome back to E-Hermes, your electric adventure travel channel. We have an exciting trip today down to southwestern Ohio to the Vintage Ohio South Wine Festival. The thing that makes today's trip particularly interesting is we are bringing some guests along with us who are not electric car aficionados. In fact, I don't believe they've ever been in an electric vehicle. So we'll get some of their reactions, see what they think. There will be one charging stop along the way. I think we actually technically could get there without that, but we'd have no juice when we got there. So we've planned dinner around that, and then we're going to a cabin at Buck Creek State Park, and the wine festival's in nearby Springfield, Ohio, right down the road. It's only about, I don't know, 5 miles maybe. So then we'll be heading back on Sunday. So let's see how this goes with some guests that are not familiar with the intricacies of electric travel. These are our neighbors, friends, and fellow wine enthusiasts, Howard and Lylene. All right, so we tried to have dinner at Firebirds, but the wait was over 2 hours. So we went next door to a place called Core Life, which was pretty good. Had never been to that place before. It was good. Then we realized we were really bad wine connoisseurs going to our wine festival, but it doesn't start until tomorrow, and we had no wine for today. So we walked across the parking lot to Kroger's and got some wine and a wine corkscrew, and we're back to the car, and I think there are 304 miles on it. So off we go. Now we're going to navigate to Buck Creek State Park.
In 500 feet, turn right
Says
onto
we are 58 miles. It will take 1 hour and 1 minute. So here we go. So here we are pulling into Buck Creek State Park. That's where we'll be staying the next 2 nights in the cabins. We got here after charging in Columbus with 216 miles of range. The wine festival we're going to is maybe 10 miles up the road, 20-mile round trip, so that'll give us 196. I think my math is right. But at the cabin we're staying in, I've brought my 20 amp 100-foot electrical cord. I'm going to try to plug in there and see if we can get even 3 miles an hour overnight for 12 hours. It's 36 miles. It's not great, but it's something. If I can get up to 5 miles an hour, that would be dandy, because that would get me 50 miles. That would give me, over the 2 nights, that would probably give me a full battery. So that would be really good. So we'll see how the charging at the cabin goes. All right, so here we are at our cabin. And there are no exterior outlets, but I do have the 100-foot 20 amp extension cord. Before I did anything, I found the electrical panel in the cabin in case I tripped the breaker, because I don't know how this place is wired exactly. Here's the panel. Not that many breakers in there, but hey, what are you gonna do? So, found an outlet here in the kitchen, and we ran it through the window. The window was already bent before I did that. I would not have done it if it was not already bent. So we actually improved upon the situation by putting some duct tape around it to seal the bend up. Plus there's a big hole in it up there. Plus we could have used our bedroom window here where the screen doesn't even fit in, and there's a big gap there as well. So plenty of holes to get things plugged in. So the cord comes out here to the car. It's only a 15 amp outlet. It's a 20 amp cord, oversized wires for voltage drop over that length. The mobile connector into the car, and we are charging at 4 miles an hour. We've gotten a whole mile since I've plugged it in. So it is currently call it 9 o'clock. We're going to be here till 11 o'clock tomorrow. That is 14 hours times 4 is 56 miles. There's 216 miles, 210, so it gives about 270. Then tomorrow we're going to drive about 10 miles. That'll get us down to 260. We'll be back here for another 12 or probably 15 hours. Times 4 is 60. So that'll be 310. We'll be fully charged. So it just goes to show that if you use your resources, you can stay fully charged. We probably won't even have to stop on the way home. And now, Mrs. E-Hermes and Howard are sitting by the campfire. Here comes Eileen. She has the Little Debbie snacks. Is that what I see?
Yeah.
I'm holding out for s'mores myself.
Oh.
And I got 2 glasses of wine.
And we do have wine. We're getting a head start on the wine festival tomorrow. I rose early in the morning and took a walk through the cabins. This is the view of the lake from some of the other cabins further in. Here we are arriving at the wine festival. Vintage, Ohio South. All right, so the line is lined up to get into the wine festival. That's the ticket area there. We're already in. Let me see one of the carts. So you get, I think there's 12 tastes. Of course, you can buy all you want. There's wine slushies. There's going to be some food here. So we're going to eat, drink, and be merry. Wouldn't be a good festival without some live music.
I don't know why you're saying her name. But that's her.
How'd I know her name, right?
I thought he was taking a picture of us.
I will. I'm actually taking a video of you. That's even better. You'll be on YouTube later.
Woo! Tag me.
See? Good times, good people, lovely ladies.
We can't just drink, we have to eat as well. Lylene is down.
No, she's not down. She just can't finish the wine fast enough. I like both.
Some folks get into this even more than we do.
I got Vinder's Red and he got Who's Your Daddy.
Mrs. E-Hermes is double-fisted drinking. We ended the day with a wine halo around the sun. So keeping the car from overheating, we're down to 264 miles of range. 3 o'clock, we'll be back to the campsite about 3:30, and we'll plug in. And in the morning, we should have almost a full charge, if not a full charge. All right, so it is roughly, we'll call it 4 o'clock. We're leaving tomorrow about 10 a.m. I think the car is going to sit here that entire time. I'm going to plug it into the 15 amp outlet. It will charge at 5 miles an hour. 5 miles between now and then, I think, is 16 hours. 5, 30, 80 miles. That will give me 323 miles. Basically a full charge. So in the morning, when it's time to go, we should be all set. Alright, so here we are Sunday morning. Almost time to head home. Overnight we charged up to fully charged. I actually pulled it back 1 notch so it wouldn't sit at completely full for too long. We'll top it off a little bit this morning. There's, what, 7 miles, 6 miles to go. Because I'm sitting in here, the air's on, so it only says 1 mile an hour, but when I get out, it'll charge it 5 miles an hour. So if we're here for another hour and a half, which I think we will be because we haven't had breakfast yet, we'll be up to the full 325 when it's time to go. It's about 210 miles home, so we won't need to stop to charge. We may make some other stops to do some other activities. Not sure about that, what the rest of the group wants to do. But if we don't, we'll easily get home without charging. And even if we do, if it's along the way, we probably won't need to charge. So we went to the wine festival. We went to the store twice and back. And I think that was about it. So when we got here with about 220 miles, I believe, of range. And with just that 15 amp cord, we were able to make those trips and get fully charged for the ride home. So you can use the 15 amp cord that comes with a mobile connector, and that will certainly work. It just takes time. So if you have time, like we did, we probably sat here for 12 or 14 hours yesterday after we got back. It'll certainly get you what you need. All right, so the frunk is full. It has the chimney, which you light the charcoal with, which really takes up a lot of room, and it's metal and it's scratchy. So I like to have it up here. It's got the charcoal, it's got the cooler. I gotta do something different with the cord because 100 foot of 12 gauge wire is kind of a mess. I'm gonna have to come up with a spool or something for that. So let's close the front. Go around to the back. Back is pretty full, but we could certainly have room for a little more stuff in there. Back up a little bit so you can see it. And we are fully charged. $324 miles. It actually did not say fully charged when I unhooked it. I think it goes to 326. Sorry. All right, so we got 323 miles of range now that we're in here. Let's navigate to home. Do 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 do. Okay. It says we will have 19% range when we get home. It says it is 205 miles, 3 hours, and 2 minutes. So here we go.
Don't even have to stop.
Don't need to stop because we charged all night. All right, we're gonna make a stop for Grandpa's Cheese Barn. Let's see what that's about. I present to you Grandpa's Cheese Barn and Sweetie's Chocolates. So do we want the chocolate covered banana chips the puppy chow, mint chocolate chip cookies, moose munch, or s'mores snack mix. Such hard decisions. I think I'll pass.
Hello, darling. Hello.
Excuse me. Alright, so from Grandpa's Cheese Barn, the footprints leads you right to Sweetie's Chocolates. And ice cream. So we start with the sugar-free, or no sugar added, at least. I can't believe it's sugar-free. Some of them say they are.
Are you folks finding everything okay? Yeah.
And all these selections over here. Here, hon. So that was the chocolates. Now we have the other candies.
I've never seen it so crowded here. I guess I've never come on a Sunday for the weekend. They definitely think they're waiting for you.
We have to finish off our visit with some homemade ice cream. All right, back on the highway after visiting Grandpa's Grandpa's Cheese Barn, Sweetie's Chocolates, exit 182, I think it is, on I-71. Wrong, it is exit 186. All right, so we are back. We got back with about 50 miles of range. We went and dropped Howard and Eileen off, and now we're back home with 47 miles of range. We left with 225, so we used 325, so we used 275 miles. I think the trip was a little over 200. We did make one stop at Grandpa's Cheese Barn, so we probably went 210 miles, used 275 miles worth of range. For the entire trip, we went 462 miles. We used 134 kilowatt hours of power, averaged 290 watt hours per mile, which is pretty good. Anything under 300 is pretty efficient. The car now has 8,063 miles on it, so definitely time to do a tire rotation. So that wraps up this trip. Thank you very much for watching. Please, please subscribe, hit the bell button, and like us, but most importantly, subscribe. Our next trip, I believe, will be a trip to the Ozark Mountains. So once again, thank you very much for watching.